Hey fight fans, welcome back to the Fight Book. This is the Indian accent guy and I hope you enjoyed last night's UFC 315 card. In this video, we are gonna take a quick recap of every big event that took place last night, including JDM's title victory, Tommy Fury's return, Paul Hughes' big victory at PFL Belfast, and some other high-level boxing title fights. We will also check what happened after UFC 315 card and how the results of this card are gonna impact the future in the UFC. So without wasting any time, let's start the video. So in the main event of UFC 315 card, after a gutsy performance from both fighters, we have a new champion in Jack Della Maddalena, who won that fight via unanimous decision. Maddalena in his victory speech called out Islam Makhachev, who will be coming up to the welterweight division to get the second belt for himself. Maddalena said he would avenge Volkanovski's loss to Islam Makhachev and would prefer to do it in Perth, Australia. At the backstage of UFC 315, right after his win, JDM called Dana White and asked him the same question, that is Islam Makhachev next in Perth, and Dana White replied, "We will figure it out." Anyway, Islam Makhachev also did not waste any time calling out the new champ via Twitter and also respond to JDM's post-fight remarks that he is gonna avenge Volkanovski's loss. Islam warns the new champion not to compare himself with Volkanovski and also keep his belt clean. And then this was JDM's response: "Come and get it." Anyway, Dana White was not present at the post-event press conference. Instead, David Shaw was there, who said that official announcement related to Islam vs JDM and International Fight Week headliner will be made this week. As per official news, UFC's plan was to go to Perth this fall for a fight night and in winter 2026 for a pay-per-view. But according to some unofficial reports, this year's Perth event will now also be a pay-per-view event headlined by Jack Della Maddalena vs Islam Makhachev. But as I said, these news are currently unofficial. Anyway, in his post-event press conference, Jack Della Maddalena admitted that he wasn't being truthful in the pre-event press conference and he does love peanut M&Ms. Although he doubles down the remarks about Ian Gary's son that he doesn't think he is actually his son. Anyway, Ian Machado Gary doesn't bother with JDM's victory and says all of the welterweights have to step back and give Islam Makhachev his respect what he deserves. He also says if negotiations don't go so well, he is there to smoke JDM. Anyway, on the other side of the picture, Dana White revealed an image of Bilal Muhammad's face following his loss to JDM, where we can see Bilal got broken nose, orbital, and split lip. At least now you can't say that this was a boring fight. In the co-main event of the event, Valentina Shevchenko got an extremely close unanimous decision over Manon Fiorot. Talks of her super fight against UFC strawweight champion Zhang Weili are already circulating among the fans, and Zhang Weili also did not waste any time to call for her shot. Valentina Shevchenko says she will let fans pick between Zhang Weili and Natalia Silva for her next title defense. Natalia Silva is the one who beat Alexa Grasso, the former champion and the currently #1 ranked contender, via unanimous decision and now moves to 7-0 in the UFC. Silva also called for her shot, but fans demands Zhang Weili vs Valentina Shevchenko super fight. Anyway, in another women flyweight bout undercard, #9 ranked Jasmine Jasudavicius beat #7 ranked Jessica Andrade and proved herself a real contender in this division. In the featured bout of the card, Canadian Ayman Zahabi beat the legend Jose Aldo. Already UFC Hall of Famer Jose Aldo has announced his retirement after this loss for the second time, and he says that he feels he no longer has it in his heart to continue competing. Anyway, in another big fight, UFC's top lightweight Benoit Saint-Denis beat his short notice opponent Kyle Propelic via second round submission, and then he called out Mateusz Gamrot, who had accused BSD for ducking him. Anyway, in the preliminary card, in the chats of FU Radke, Mike Malott finished Radke in the second round with authority. He is now 2-0 after losing to Neil Magny in January 2024, 5-1 in UFC overall, and basically he is now back in the same position where he was before losing to Magny, a good up-and-coming Canadian prospect. And then the last highlight from that event was Marc-Andre Barriault, who broke his 3-fight skid with a bang against Bruno Silva. Silva has been finished by strikes for the first time in his 36 professional fights, and that too in the very first round. He left the octagon on a stretcher, but thankfully all x-rays were negative and all imaging was normal. Anyway, it was Silva's 5th straight loss and he had missed weight too, which means he's not getting the new contract if that one was the final fight on his contract. In the outside world from the UFC, PFL had an event in Belfast headlined by Paul Hughes versus Bruno Miranda, where Paul Hughes gets it done in less than a minute. Then he called out their champion Usman Nurmagomedov for the rematch, and that call out, that crowd was all wow. Anyway, in the boxing world, Emmanuel Navarrete retained his WBO super featherweight title with an 8th round technical decision victory over Charlie Suarez after the head clash. In the co-main event of his card, IBF number 4 ranked lightweight undefeated Raymond Mortala defeats number 2 ranked Zaur Abdullahi via unanimous decision to become the IBF interim lightweight champion as well as the mandatory challenger to Vasily Lomachenko. In another world title fight in Japan, Kazuto Ioka got his rematch against Fernando Martinez to get his belt back, but despite knocking down the champion in the round 10, he lost the unanimous decision and Martinez is still WBA super flyweight champion. In another so-called title fight, Anthony Kakachi beat Lee Wood via round 9 corner stoppage TKO. Kakachi stopping an inactive Wood moving up in weight was very predictable. Anyway, we also had a WBC welterweight title eliminator between number 2 ranked Soliman Sissoko versus Egidijus Kavaliauskas. Undefeated Sissoko suffered 2 knockdowns in the first half of the fight, and then he started Devin Haney's approach and got the unanimous decision. He is now the mandatory for the winner of Mario Barrios versus Manny Pacquiao fight. In another title eliminator, we got IBF number 3 ranked Erickson Lubin versus number 7 ranked Ardreal Holmes Jr. Hometown favorite Lubin halted the rise of Holmes Jr. via round 11 knockout despite he was coming off a loss to Jesus Ramos Jr. Lubin is now the mandatory challenger to Bahram Murtazalie. In the co-main event of this same card, undefeated Nazarena Romero lost his WBA World Female Super Bantamweight belt to Miley Flores via split decision. Then lastly, we had Tommy Fury's return after 18 months away from the ring, and he defeats Kenan Henjalik via unanimous decision and then called out Jake Paul.
Jake Paul's a bitch and he's running scared. Jake Paul wants to step inside this ring. I guarantee you, next time I'll knock you spark out.
And that's all in this video. Now you are again completely up to date with the fight world. If you enjoyed the video, just like the video and then share your thoughts in the comment section because your feedback is important. Now do whatever you want.